Giannis Antetokounmpo's 2025 season wasn't just another chapter in the career of one of the NBA's greatest players. It was a statement. A reminder that at the peak of his powers, the Greek freak isn't content merely to dominate games or accumulate gaudy statistics. He wants history. Ask NBA fans, analysts, or anyone who watches basketball closely what makes Giannis special, and you will get a list of traits long enough to fill a coach's playbook. Elite scoring, overwhelming physical dominance, disruptive defense, unselfish passing, and an insistence on improving year after year. But in 2025, those traits coalesced into something more. They propelled him into rarefied territory, record books, statistical milestones, and a place among the most singular stretches in league history. To truly understand the magnitude of what Giannis accomplished in 2025, we have to go beyond the box score and ask a simple question. What does elite look like in a modern NBA season? For most superstars, elite might mean 27 points a night, 7 rebounds, maybe 5 assists. For Giannis, in 2025, elite meant averaging 30.4 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. Numbers that place him in a category with only a handful of all-time greats. That stat line, the 5th of October 30, sounds familiar because it has been the signature of basketball legends. Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson each posted 30-10-5 seasons during the 1960s, capturing imaginations and dominating in an era defined by big men and pace and space scoring. But Chamberlain and Robertson never did it 3 straight seasons. Giannis did. In 2025, he became the first player in NBA history to record 3 consecutive seasons averaging at least 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Think about that. That's scoring, rebounding, and playmaking excellence sustained not just in isolated bursts, but over multiple full seasons, against star defenders, shifting team dynamics, and evolving game plans designed to slow him down. In a league filled with generational talents, that speaks not just to talent, but to consistency and self-reinvention. The 2024-25 regular season was, in many ways, Giannis's crowning statistical achievement yet. In 67 games, he put up those 30.4 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per night, while shooting over 60% from the field. A remarkable efficiency figure for any player, let alone one who creates so much offense by attacking the rim and raising up in motion. What made it even more striking was that his production came across all facets of the game. Giannis wasn't just scoring, he was rebounding with the ferocity of a true force in the paint, facilitating better looks for teammates, and defending at a high level. That kind of all-around impact is rare in the NBA, where specialization often limits players to 2 of those 3 categories at elite levels. The numbers attracted deserved attention from the league and media alike. Giannis was named to the All-NBA first team for the 7th consecutive season, a sign not only of elite play, but of prolonged excellence. That streak put him among the greatest ever to do so. He was also selected for the 2025 NBA All-Star Game, earning his 9th consecutive All-Star nod, proof that his value is recognized on both sides of the Atlantic. And Giannis's 2025 campaign wasn't just about averages. It was about milestones. In March of that season, he surpassed 20,000 career points, becoming one of the youngest players in NBA history to reach that mark. That milestone signified more than scoring prowess. It reflected longevity, durability, and a level of production few players manage in their entire careers. Beyond the stats, what Giannis achieved in 2025 also reshaped narratives about how modern greatness is defined. In a world where the league's most hyped talents often build their brands around 3-point shooting or highlight dunks, Giannis doubled down on what made him unstoppable: physical dominance plus skill evolution. His scoring wasn't dependent on a high volume of 3-pointers. In fact, his 3-point attempts remained modest compared to the league's perimeter stars, but when he did shoot from deep, his improved accuracy added a new dimension. But Giannis's impact wasn't just statistical. It was strategic. Teams built game plans around trying to slow him down, sometimes double-teaming him, overhelping in the paint, or forcing him into contested mid-range shots, and yet he adapted. His ability to pass out of traps, involve his teammates, and finish through contact kept defenses honest. He was a force too versatile to be schemed out of games. That adaptability is part of what keeps his legacy growing even in seasons when he isn't considered the MVP favorite. In 2025, Giannis was among the MVP finalists, alongside the likes of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, in a stacked field of elite players. While he didn't take home the award, being part of that conversation, in a season with historic numbers, speaks volumes about his sustained greatness in a competitive era. Giannis's influence extends beyond regular season heroics. In the postseason, his presence looms large, a psychological and tactical anchor for the Milwaukee Bucks. Even games where he didn't post video game numbers resulted in defensive adjustments by opponents, rotations reshaped to limit his rim pressure, and teammates finding themselves wide open thanks to the gravity he commands. Another aspect of Giannis's 2025 was the continuity and loyalty he showed to his franchise. Amid questions about future free agency or career moves, he committed to beginning the 2025-26 season with the Bucks, a decision that underscored his intention to chase team success and deepen his legacy in Milwaukee, rather than seek greener pastures elsewhere. That choice reinforced a theme often overlooked in modern basketball. Legacy isn't just about stats but place. Where a player builds his identity can define how history remembers him. Giannis' decision mirrored icons who stayed with one franchise while rewriting its trajectory, and it gave Bucks fans something bigger than box scores, a reason to believe more championships and historic runs could still be ahead. Of course, Giannis's rise hasn't been without challenge. NBA defenses, specifically Taylor game, plans to limit his influence. Some opponents succeeded, such as the San Antonio Spurs in one January 2026 matchup, where a focused strategy held him below his season averages while showcasing the sport's constant tactical evolution. Even in moments like that, though, the narrative circles back to his larger accomplishments. His multi-faceted impact remains a constant threat regardless of game plans. The Bucks themselves experienced highs and lows through 2025 and into 2026. Off the court, roster changes and injuries rippled through Milwaukee's campaign. At one point, Giannis suffered a groin strain that sidelined him for a short period, underscoring the fragility even elite athletes face. But unlike others who might falter under pressure, he used those challenges as fuel, returning with renewed intensity and reminding the league why he carved out the nickname Greek Freak in the first place. A blend of unmatched physical gifts, relentless work ethic, and a basketball IQ that keeps evolving. Off the court, Giannis also captured hearts far beyond Milwaukee. Fans across the globe see in him more than an athlete. They see a story of perseverance, from growing up in Athens as the son of immigrants, with limited resources, to becoming an NBA legend. His journey resonates in Greece and beyond, and even his participation in international competition, like leading Greece to a Eurobasket semifinal, adds another layer to his global legacy. By the end of 2025, Giannis Antetokounmpo wasn't just a superstar having a great year. He was rewriting expectations of how a modern big man can dominate, how consistency over time can eclipse fleeting trends, and how a player can impact a franchise's identity without sacrificing individual excellence. Subscribe for more detailed breakdowns of elite athletes and the moments that shape their legacies.